when utilizing new products or new platforms, when you log in, the platform itself wants to show you a lot of information and how powerful it is. However, a lot of the time that can be quite overwhelming and you don't really know where to start. So what we're going to be doing in this particular chapter is just running through the bare basics that I would recommend that you have in place. And then the following video, we can go into like the frills, essentially, the nice to haves. However, it is very, very important that we first get those bare basics in place. So if you can see here on your left hand side, we have our navigation menu. And as you can see, there's a lot that you can do within your Google My Business. What we're going to do now is, as I said, just put those bare basics in. So post, this would be if you wanted to write blog articles. We're not interested in that right now. What we want to first do is make sure that the information on our Google My Business account is correct. So as you can see over here, this is all the information that can be displayed within our account. And we would start over here. We've already put in our company name. If we needed to change this for any particular reason, we could change it here. The marketing agency, this was the industry we chose that we're in. Again, if anything changes in your business, make sure to edit it on this side. We have our address, and every single place that you see a pencil is essentially a section that you can edit. Early on, it asked us if we had a particular service area, which we don't. We are able to service globally, so we don't need to put that one in. Okay, so over here, we're speaking about adding hours. So I think for me, this is really important, and you don't want people to get frustrated, especially if they want to phone you and no one's maybe picking up the phone during that time. Maybe you're a restaurant and you need to let people know what time you open and close, because people just pop in. They don't even necessarily phone ahead of time. So you can state the different days that you're open, and maybe this actually changes as well. So we open typical office hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, and we would essentially just do that for all of the listings over here. You can see that it also allows me to put in if we're open for 24 hours, and that could potentially be utilized if, let's say, you're a software company, everything is automated online, and you don't really need to state particular hours that you're open. So it's not maybe a brick and mortar shop that has particular hours. Then you're more than welcome to go and choose the 24-hour one. Okay, there we go. We generally liked our weekends, so we're going to remain closed on those. Something that we find fairly often when it comes to hours is that clients might have these hours in. I've noticed restaurants that used to be closed on a Sunday but now open on a Sunday, they don't go and update this. And it actually even happened to me on the weekend. We didn't go to a particular restaurant because the Google My Business listing said they were closed, only to find out that they are now open on a Sunday. So that is potential business that they're losing out in. So just ensure that I would on like a quarterly basis, go in and just make sure your information is still correct. The next part that we notice quite often is the special hours. So especially in South Africa, we have loads of public holidays, and we need to be able to state whether we are open or closed in that. What you'll notice in a Google My Business listing, if it has not been stated, it will give you a little warning and say, these hours may change due to it being a public holiday or due to it being Human Rights Day. So you want to be able to rather confirm those hours. So on our side, we can just say, you know what, we like our public holidays and we are closed on these particular public holidays. Sometimes people might be open, but just for a shorter period of time, then you could state it there as well. I have noticed that it doesn't show up all the public holidays for the whole year. It generally shows for the next 2 to 3 months. So do ensure that you update this on a regular basis. Okay, so you can see it's put a website in here for me, and this particular website address I have not stated. However, I did say that I wanted Google My Business to set up a website for me, and that's what it's done here. So we'll go into that in a moment, but in the meantime, it's actually added that link in there. Appointment links, so this is especially cool if you maybe have a beauty salon, a hair salon, anything where somebody would need to book appointments with you. You can actually take people straight to that particular booking calendar. The products is a fairly new feature, and I'm rather going to go through that in level 2. Services, these are the services that I put in when we were first prompted, but again, we can edit, we can add, we can take services away. And again, very important that we keep this up to date, because this is what Google uses when somebody might go to Google and type in pay-per-click advertising in Cape Town, and it brings up those Google My Business results. It will be looking at this particular entry. So I like to add a little bit more of a business description. You can see it allows 750 characters over here. So we can give a little bit more context to your particular business. I wouldn't call myself a copywriter, but let's have a quick stab at it. So something to the effect of Message Accelerator has a passion to assist small businesses grow in SA. And I would definitely make it a fair bit longer than this, but just for this particular tutorial, don't want you to be waiting too much, but you can just put in a brief description of your business. You'll notice that as I'm going through a lot of this saying verify to make this public, this is the verification postcard that we spoke about. So only once it's actually been verified by Google that we do exist as a business will this information actually show. So if you would like to show an opening date, when your business started, I think this can be really, really good, especially if you're a business that's been around for a while. We've been around for 10 years, and I do believe that gives us a fair amount of credibility. So adding of photos is essentially exactly what it means, and it'd be very much like social media, where you can go onto your computer and just choose photos from your actual desktop. What you'll see here is they've got different types of videos, or different types of, sorry, not videos, they've got different types of categories that you can upload to. So the two that are very important that you have to do is definitely upload a logo, and just make sure that the logo fits quite nicely into the Google My Business listing, as well as a cover photo. One thing to remind yourself when doing this, it's not only, you'll most likely be uploading this when you're on your desktop. However, a lot of people are going to find your Google My Business listing when they're on their mobile device. So just take a look and see what your Google My Business listing looks like on a desktop and what it looks like on your mobile device, just to make sure that your images are working nicely. Once you want to get a little bit more crazy, you can go into the different sections here and start putting in like pictures of your team or whatever the case is. And as I said, it just essentially helps your Google My Business listing look a lot better. Info tab, the advertising easily in minutes. This is Google's, essentially Google Ads, and where they utilize your Google My Business listing to run Google Ads. Our personal feeling on this is that it definitely can work. However, I would highly recommend you rather wait for our Google Ads chapter that we're going to be going through, because we found the Google My Business advertising to be quite broad, and there's a lot of competition online, and we got to ensure that with our limited budget that we have, that we are showing for the right sort of search terms and keywords and to the right people. So we can definitely skip that for now, and we'll take a look at that a little bit further in one of the other chapters. Is The advanced information generally not needed for a small business. A store code, so potentially there's loads of stores that you have. You could put something here. Labels is just so when you're in your Google My Business account, it's easy to essentially find the listing that you're looking for. And the Google Ads phone. So this is if you wanted to have a different phone number to show on your Google advertising. So it just allows you to see how many people actually contacted you via an ad, and it therefore allows you just to see how well your advertising is doing. So for now, definitely not required in the sort of basic information that we require in our Google My Business.